4 days before Christmas, and I'm walking through rubble in what is the capital of the largest country in Europe. It has been hit by 8 ballistic missiles, and everything around me is destroyed. The Holiday Inn, the bank, the entire apartment complex behind me. I was just sent a video by a friend who showed me their Christmas tree with flames in the background. And this is what it's like for people in Ukraine every single day in this country, every single day. Putin does a press conference yesterday, smirking and laughing, saying he started this war because he was bored. And this is happening right now because the West allows Russia to do whatever it wants. If Putin wants to put 8 ballistic missiles into the capital of a city with 4 million people living there, that's absolutely fine. There's basically no pushback. There's no calls of it being escalation. But when Ukraine takes out a military target inside Russia, or God forbid takes out a war criminal general, that's called escalation. Apparently that is unacceptable. That's fine. Putin can do whatever the hell he wants. Like, am I going completely insane? There's a crater in the middle of the street here. And I've just checked the Daily Mail and there's no news reports about it. And this is actual terrorism. I was in the aftermath of the Ariana Grande concert bombing in Manchester, and I remember the utter devastation and destruction that happened that night. So I've seen terrorism up close. I know what it looks like and I know what it is, and it is this. I've actually just been speaking to a woman that lives in the building here that's been completely destroyed, who told me that her Christmas is now over, it's now cancelled.
There is no Christmas now. Just yesterday we decorated all our apartment.
What is the situation with your apartment? How does it look now?
There is no apartment.
Pardon?
There is no apartment. Doesn't exist anymore.
It's extremely hard to describe just how devastating this actually is. These apartments were filled with human beings, with children, they were filled with families, they were filled with people planning for Christmas. And I can see people right now looking out of their apartment windows that are blown out. But I just want to talk about what it actually feels like to be here, because I live in Kyiv now. I just signed a 12-month lease for my new apartment. There's my local shop that I go to every day. I go for lunch with my friends. And this feels personal. And I cannot imagine how it feels for the people of Ukraine who actually live here, where this is their homeland, being destroyed every single day. I mean, this is the center of Kyiv. This is Sense Bank, one of the major banks in Kyiv. The entire building has had its fucking windows blown out. I heard this morning. There were about 8 of these explosions and it was extremely loud. It shook my building because I only live 5 minutes from here. And I also spoke to residents who didn't want to be on camera, but basically said the same thing, that their Christmases are now cancelled. Everything is destroyed. They're in a complete state of shock, obviously. Getting woken up at 7:30 a.m. with a ballistic missile is basically life-changing for the people in this building. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, why should we support Ukraine? It's not our war, it's nothing to do with us. Well, actually, America and most of the West promised Ukraine in the 90s security of their borders, security and peace if they gave up their nuclear weapons and they gave up a lot of their arsenal. Well, now look what's happening to their country every single day. They're being invaded from the east, they're being invaded from the south, they're being bombed from the sky. And we have Americans going on television saying it has nothing to do with us. Well, actually, people in the West caused this in a lot of ways by not allowing this country to defend itself. And that is a fact. And now look at what we're dealing with. 4 days before Christmas, people's lives completely destroyed. So if you're watching this from the US or the UK and you're planning your Christmas and you're taking time off work to spend time with your family, just take a second to think of Ukraine and imagine what it would be like to have your windows blown out and your entire building shook and destroyed 4 days before Christmas Day. This is completely disgusting.